Well, hello to all good people of the world. This is Paul Whittikin returning to you today with the universal law of numbers, which are right here. And today what we're going to do is learn, well, first of all, how to multiply the three-digit numbers. And then on top of that, how to use the 369 code 149779419 to check the answers. So the first thing we have to do is have the answers, and then we'll check the answers. So this is going to be okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to learn how to do this, but let me just fill them in. Okay, so basically I have an arrangement of just random numbers, but what we have is we have two methods to use, and then there are two basic exceptions to that method. Now, both of those methods can work in all cases, but using the two methods, there's an easier way to do numbers that are less than 50, the last two, and an easier way to do it when this number is higher than 50. So this is higher than 50, this is less than 50. What that means is we're going to use those two methods, one method for less than 50, one method for more than 50, and then of course we have the sweet spot where the number ends with 0. So that's just the two-digit number squared. We all understand that. And then we have another sweet spot, which is here, which is with the 5s, because the 5s are basically, well, exactly, you take the 64 and you square that, and then you add whatever 64 squared is, you add that number to that. In the case of 64 squared is 4096, and then we add the 64 to that to get the 4160, and all of the numbers, the 5 numbers starting from 100 to 1000 are going to end in 25. So the 5s are easier. When there's a 0, that's easier, and then we have a couple of sweet spots which are around the 500 number, because around 500 we hit the sequence, which is the original 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared. So basically for the number 516, well, okay, so 500 squared is 250,000. right? 5 squared is 25, so 500 squared is 250,000. 250,000, so basically we can take this number here, and this is 16 more than 500, so we just add 16 to 250 and get 266. In the case of 482, that's 18 less than 500, so we just minus 18 from 250 and we get the 232, and then what's left over is we have to multiply the two-digit number, which is the difference between 500 and 482, which is 18, which is 324. So we also have that happen here. So 971, that's a sweet spot, or any number over 950 to 1,000 is in this sweet spot. And basically what happens is we take 1,000 minus 71 and we get 29. Okay, so 71 minus 29 is simply 942. And then the 29 squared is 841. So that's the other sweet spot. Now let me just do these other ones quickly. Where did I leave off? Okay, I was, all right, so, okay, so I'll go down here. So in this case, it's minus 17. I go minus 20 plus 3. 666. Very good. So it's 4662 and 17. 4, 6, 6, 4, 8, 9. All right, because 17. Anyway, I'll do these and then we'll get to the lesson. And the lesson is going to have two parts. I'm actually going to do each one of these numbers with you. Slow pace, so somebody can understand how to do this, learn how to do this. However, the prerequisite is you need to know how to do all of the two-digit numbers first. There's only 100 two-digit numbers, and we all know some of them. You know, from school, even if we didn't pay that much attention, we just have regular multiplication tables, we might be able to do up to, 20, 30, 40, I don't know. But there is a trick, and even without knowing them, even more important than what I'm doing specifically is that we can gauge the thing, because we know, like, the first number. Well, this is between 7 and 800, closer to 800. 8 times 8 is 64. If it's 800, 640,000. So this is a big lesson in mathematics in general. Also, this is a very useful exercise because in physics, in chemistry, in mathematics, engineering, typically for any problem, you're going to have the arithmetic portion. And this very efficiently, effectively deals with that arithmetic portion, because it's an exercise where you're going to, let's say, add, subtract, and multiply all in the same, as part of one operation, and learning how to do that is very effective for learning how to do mathematics. Once again, this is universal mathematics because we don't need the book. We just need our universal law of numbers, and it's going to teach us the lesson that I'm going to give at the end. But right now I'll just do this a little bit and finish those maybe. Okay. Oh. Okay. I hope we can read them, but I think we'll be able to. Another thing about this, I can assure you, is this, that even when you know how to do it, it doesn't necessarily make it easy. And I use it as an exercise as well because I can check myself how well, clearly, straight I'm thinking at any given time by putting this to the test, because it will show you where you stand. Okay, so basically I'll tell you what goes on with this one. This, we have to multiply this number by 18. So the first method is this. You take whatever the base is, and the base is very important because it gauges the number, but the base in 100 numbers is going to be 10,000. So we have a scale. We're dealing on a range where we started 100 squared, which is 10,000, and then we go all the way to 1,000 squared, which is 999, really the last three-digit number, which is 998001. So we go from 10,000 to a million. So you will see at this half, the numbers, they increase dramatically faster than down there. You get a feel for that too. Okay, anyway, if we do this times 18, we're going to get 432. So I'm going to call that 43.2. This is 810,000. So it's 853.2, and that 170, and that 576, which is 776. So that's an 8. And I think there's this one right here. Okay, 9 times 8, 720,000. 9 times 3, 27,000, 747,000. And 9 times 6, 5.4. So 500 or 752.4, and then 32. 752.4, so it's going to be plus 1024, 752.4, and 1 is 753. And I know it was 24. I lost that one right there. 753.4, so it'll be 4. Okay, I think I have them. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how we do those, and then I'm going to show you, more importantly, how we check them. Because when you learn how to do these, of course only through practice, it's very helpful to know that you have an easy way to check them, because then you're not relying on your calculator and you're going back inside your own intellect and figuring out where you made this simple mistake, because it's very mistake prone when you do this kind of arithmetic. Also the method that I teach here, you can learn how to just do it. Instead of going 121 times 121 and that all doing that out, you can learn how to begin with the shortcuts. But it's really very good teaching you how to do subtraction, for one thing, I think. Okay, I'll be back in a second.